Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome back to the Breakfast Show with myself and my favorite co host, Jose. How are you today?
Pretty good, Neil. Pretty good. How about yourself? And like always, good morning to everybody joining us here. We have a nice amount of good morning comments already. So thank you for spending the next hour or so with us as we're going to take a closer look at a lot of just stuff impacting our overall portfolios right now, Neil.
You have your some serious commitment from Roberto, 6:30 a.m. in Guatemala.
Guatemala, this is nice from Roberto.
Some very, very nice commitment here. Um, yeah, we're going to go over maybe a couple of market specific market
Mm.
specific stuff, some stock as well. Um, CoreWeave had some interesting news that came out yesterday from Jane Street, taking I think a 5.3% position
Oh
in the
wow,
company.
yeah. Who was this? Who's this, Neil?
Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
I think Jane Street Capital, CoreWeave. It's pretty hard to hear me. Okay, yesterday it was too loud. Today's, but we will fix that. We will fix that. Um, Let me know if it's better like this. Maybe it's the settings. No, should be fine. Should be
Um.
fine now. Hopefully.
Hopefully, we're a little better here.
Yeah.
Neo volume
Testing.
low. Let's
One,
see.
two, three. 1, 2, 3.
Amateur hour here.
Have to figure that one out. We can't hear me. Well, maybe it's better if you can't hear me. Maybe it's better. um,
People are saying it's better. It's better. Good, better. All right.
okay, it's better. Yeah, because I did raise it. I did raise it now, so should be good. Should be good now. So Jane Street reveals 5.4% stake in CoreWeave, and CoreWeave I do think went up
Okay.
2.45% right now.
Yeah.
So that happened yesterday. We also had some. Let's pull the stock heat map yesterday.
And what we're here with CoreWeave, Neil, there were obviously after the lockup period some insider sales, but I
Mhm.
haven't seen anything that's been very crazy. I see one of their biggest shareholders is some firm. and they own about 19% of CoreWeave. I forget the actual name of the firm, but you can kind of look at the insiders. They own over like 94 million shares, and they just sold about 1 million. So it's not like
Hmm.
we're seeing too much pressure. That would be what, a little bit between 1.5% of their holdings that they sold. So nothing too crazy with insiders just yet. Obviously, that can change over time, but just yet we don't see the we don't see the selling pressure that maybe some were expecting right after the lockup period ended.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we are down. What was it? Still 40, 50% or so from the highs,
Mhm.
40% from the highs.
Yeah,
Um, so maybe some people, well, the insiders couldn't sell, but the market was definitely maybe
selling, letting
front
go.
running.
Yeah.
Yeah, front running that. And so maybe insiders are not like, let's wait for the next pump, and then we might drop our bags, or they're quite confident,
Mhm.
in the company, and so they don't want to sell anything
Um,
at the moment.
yeah. Crazy how the market, and we're gonna look at the heat map, turned around yesterday, right, Neil? And I think this is the great thing that kind of shows like why I personally don't try to time the market. I mean, imagine if you sold out at like 10 o'clock yesterday and then went to the bathroom, went to go eat lunch really quick and came back, you were screwed. Most of those prices went back up a nice amount. I think like Palantir was up over 10%, I think, from its overall day low
Yep.
to where it finished. So main reason I'm not here trying to time the market.
Yeah, no, same here. I mean, I actually did exactly the same, other than the Pagaya one. I added to Nebius, Rocket Lab, and Oscar yesterday. And yeah, I was very surprised that Nebius closed out green. I think Rocket Lab was pretty close to being flat. Oscar was still down 7 to 8% yesterday. But yeah, so many stocks dipped, like went down another. I think iron was another one of those
Yeah,
examples.
Irene finished really nice green, I think, yesterday. And yeah, same. Yesterday, I did a lot of put selling, Neil. So I think most of them are going to be closed out today, for me.
Yeah, so iron yesterday was at $1.17, 17.2, and it's,
Mhm.
I mean, it closed at 19.1 to now. After, well, pre-market we're at 19.8, we're now at 19.1. So huge reversal there as well. We've seen a lot of reversals actually. Yesterday, HIMS, same story, went under that 200-day moving average, rebounded. Nebius, same story here. I know, wealthy readings, we catch the bottom. We always talk on X, in private. We buy, and then suddenly it is the bottom, whether it's Nebius or Duolingo or things like that. So far it's working out. Let's try and keep up the trend here. But did you do any? Oh, you said selling puts yesterday on
Yeah,
any
just
specific names?
I sold puts on CoreWeave. I think I sold like a 80, 85, and 90, and I think um all of them, at least for now, are going to be good. And usually they're short term; they're like 17 days. So with the stock price movement, I think today I might just close at least the 80 and 85. Um, But, I don't know if I did one for Nebius, I have to look, but, those were the 2 I was just focusing on yesterday. Just because, like I mentioned, it seems like a short-term move right now, but it's like, if they would be exercised, that would be okay, and it would be a long-term investment because these are companies.
Hmm.
So it's either I kind of collect a premium from it, or I get to buy these stocks at a cheaper value than they are right now, which are both A-okay for me.
Correct.
Applied Digital, nice, finish the day.
Same, also a crazy reversal. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't even notice it went close to 14, closed out at
14. That's wild. Yeah.
15.7. That's why
Eh,
I see a lot of people did add a little bit more in
would
SoFi
love to
yesterday.
Nvidia to drop. Oh wow, SoFi. It's wild, right? I mean, it kind of broke out of that thing, and it's wild how
I mean,
things
look
just
at
turn around. I mean, it doesn't mean we're out of the woods just yet, but I think it's just a perfect example of this could be a long-term thing, right? We can kind of just stretch that one day into like, say, this is what could technically happen in a month or 2 months or 3 months, where stocks decline and then out of nowhere you see this massive reversal. So why I'm not a huge fan of timing it, right?
yeah, no, I agree. Like we're talking about Nvidia, I just told you that this popped up on
Mhm.
my screen. So according to the Financial Times, China restricts Nvidia H20 sales after U.S. officials' remarks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because both of us talked about what could happen with Nvidia selling back into China, especially also with these reports of the 15% tax and all of that. Um, what are your thoughts on this?
Um, I think I'd rather wait for actual remarks. FT sometimes hits it and sometimes doesn't, so I'm not too sure here. I know one thing that we are hearing is just I don't know if we talked about it on live streams, but I think we've talked about it just in, outside of any streams that there are companies kind of shaming Chinese companies, like Chinese officials and Chinese, like the Chinese perspective of using U.S. tech is being frowned upon, especially with the AI chip market right now. So stock market doesn't seem to really be noticing it. And when you mentioned it, I looked back on X, Neo, and there were posts like this from big accounts like 2, 3 hours ago. Um, Now, in my opinion, this might be China just trying to and for those that are not familiar, the U.S. official remarks were, I think, what's his name, Lutnick? Well, I don't know how to pronounce this. He mentions that the only reason we're selling the weak down chips to China is to keep U.S. technology them dependent on U.S. technology. Now, why would you say something like that? That seems like a national security reason. You don't need to explain why you do everything. Now, the Chinese market and obviously Chinese government officials, they have the right to say, oh, look, if this is the reason you're selling to us, we don't want it anymore. It's going to be at the end of the day a national security risk for us, being the China officials, right? So, I think it could use it as a trading tactic. They could be like, look, we don't want the H20s. We want the B30s or the Blackwell, which we know are coming soon. Um, but at least maybe more of a increased approval on some of the licenses of like the B30A or whatever the Blackwell platform is going to come. So I think now it's going to be used as a trading tactic, and would love to see how this story really plays out throughout the Dimar's showed me how to pronounce his name properly here. Um, but yeah, I think it's more of a trading tactic right now, and we still don't have the full news.
um, some people come up with some interesting, like when I talked about Novo Nordisk when it was in the 40s, and someone called it Novo Nordic. Um,
Yeah.
no, I don't know this. I mean, this tactic of always. I mean, if I was a if I were a tactician, the to me the best thing is to not say too much, and
Exactly.
saying too much here is bad. Um, and I don't know if what will happen with this, but if this is the end
Um,
game, then the whole plan here backfired. Like
yeah, 100%. And there's probably some caveats in there. If China does restrict it, I think most likely what we'll see the restriction would be in kind of China official buildings and kind of
yeah, military stuff and all of that.
military, yeah, military and whatever China government own, even though technically they own probably every public company, right? With
Hmm.
how it works, but the real ownership of like government places, federal places for them, I think is what they're most likely going to be banning.
Yeah, but even that, because Epic Tech here said, aren't a lot of Chinese companies coupled with CUDA like they are? Like, are they going to overhaul to Huawei? Wouldn't that kind of make them be
Yeah,
behind in all of it?
and that's the problem China has to deal right. They have to make sure they're getting the not the even the H20 is still good for them, but it helps their companies grow, right? It helps them grow. Um, so either they have to have this hard face that look because of what official says we're gonna ban it, but then you have to say okay, but what's gonna be the long term loss for our individual companies if we do something like this?
Yeah. So I guess there is a lot of
Mm.
flip flopping going to happen here. Um,
Base full of A100s coming out of China. Neil, let's start a fund and let's open up the
no, but
next AI
y-
infrastructure player.
you remember a couple of months ago I showed you on I think on Alibaba.
Hmm.
You were able to find like super microcomputers, um, racks with H100s, I think, even when you were not supposed to find it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, there will always be
Mhm.
a way to find these things. Um, why would Sam Altman say AI is a bubble?
What are your thoughts, Neil? I feel like the other ones I've covered first. I'll shoot this one to you first, and then I'll share my thoughts.
I mean, to again put my tactician hat on, you say AI is a bubble, you are restricting everyone else from raising too much money and maybe catching up.
Uh,
That's it.
I think so, and I think for public companies, right, it puts pressure on. You're seeing Meta. You're seeing all these companies now. I think you've even heard remarks of Microsoft doing these 100,000, $100 million. Sorry, not 100,000, $100 million acquisitions of just pure talent. So now, if Sam Altman says something like this, it's going to be like you're going to start to get a lot more questions from investors on your public companies of why are you spending all this money if technically we are in a bubble. So Sam Altman some evil mastermind? It could be. He
Hmm.
also could just be talking that I do believe in certain companies the AI valuation is a little bit high. So and in the remarks, Neil, I don't know if you've seen them. I think he mentions that it is in a bubble in terms of how much monetary flowing is coming in, and I think that's how he means bubble. It's like it's almost like a infinite money glitch for the investments to pour into AI companies. But then he kind of backed off to it. And it's like the biggest difference here, though, with certain other stuff is AI is actually producing something. It's not just like the metaverse bubble or the XY bubble. It's like you're getting some form of solutions coming from the AI market. So interesting for him to say something like that, especially as his company continues to grow in valuation. But then you get even more fears because I think today Walmart reported earnings and there was a
Mhm.
question of like AI. And Walmart said, look, we're not getting any real momentum with AI right now. So then you're going to see this, you're going to see the AI bubble. They're going to start to click. You're going to start to see the media put more fire into this and say AI is that weight right now.
Yeah, I think Walmart also missed on earnings per share. I'm looking at it right now. They did miss on earnings per share. Revenue did beat. Um, they said that tariff costs are continuing to rise. This is managed on an item by item and category by category basis. They also didn't see any um, issues with consumer spending for now. So I guess that's the information we got from Walmart. The stock is down, I think,
Mm.
around 3% before the market opens. The advertising side of their business has been growing, I think, above 40%. So that's good.
Mhm.
That's good for them. But AI isn't a bubble. I work at a SaaS company and we launched an AI product in January. We just eclipsed. Wow, that's crazy. Well
Yeah,
done. I mean, very
nice,
well done.
nice.
I
And
saw
we're
a
growing
video.
bookings 34. Yeah, nice.
I saw a
Um,
video from Howard Marks saying that they already signed off an early bubble in AI right now. But okay, early bubble in AI. Is it the smaller companies? Is it the bigger companies? I think it's probably a lot with the smaller and private companies at the
yeah.
moment.
um, I agree here with Eddie, right? There's some companies with AI in the name that are all bubbles, I would say. And I would agree with that. I think you would too, Neil, with what you just commented.
Hmm.
Um, the other thing is it's easy to say the early bubble signs, right? Because a bubble could last multiple years. And if you're just that person that says, look, it's an early AI bubble, 10 years from now, you can be like, see, I told you back 10 years ago or 5 years ago that we were just in the early innings of that AI bubble. So it's like, it's one of those terms that you can use and be right in the future. Just if you word it properly. We also have here Epic Tech. So appreciate all this kind of AI view from other perspectives. So as a software engineer, I can say that AI has made me work much faster, which means companies can ship innovations faster, likely. Um, so yeah, I mean, right now I think we are seeing at least some good. reactions with this AI movement.
Yeah, I mean the whole point is to do more with less, right? You can do more with less, and if that's the case, then I guess it makes sense to spend a decent amount of money. Um, Going back to the Nebius CoreWeave question, um, more serious question here regarding Nebius. Do you guys have a take on CoreWeave? I personally prefer Nebius as a company plus subsidies, but every stock has a price, and its price went down big lately. Talking about CoreWeave here, of course. I mean, Wealthy Readings is very bullish on Nebius. We both own Nebius, and now Jose actually owns Nebius as well. Um, but since you were originally a CoreWeave guy, what's your
Yeah,
take here?
I'm back into I'm back into the core wave again, Neil. So when we were kind of in the 130s, post 110s, I think I would prefer Nebius. Well, first let me say I'm team both right now. I definitely am, and this is the great thing about the market. I mean, Nebius. The great thing about them is um, I like how they're moving in this AI infrastructure. $15 billion market cap, and they are have those other avenues outside of infrastructure. The way they do the infrastructure market is also different than CoreWeave, right? I mean, they do a lot of their own AI server building, which helps with margins. They have a lot of kind of AI solutions stack on top of just bare metal traffic, so that helps increase the margin. So even though they look like a similar business, they are hitting different players, right? We've seen kind of nebulous recently announced companies like what was it, Shopify,
Cloudflare.
Cloudflare, and those are people that don't are not just going to get bare metal um is bare metal wins. They're going to get the software added additions that they have, right? Those are the players. Now, CoreWeave, on the other hand, they're not looking for your Shopify or other players. Their big customers are your OpenAI and your Google. Now, Google and OpenAI, they only care about margins, so they can say, screw your any whatever AI stack on top of them. What I want from you is just pure bare metal. Now, pure bare metal, the only availability to that, or the only true moat that you have with that, is being able to put that system up as quickly as possible. And then, because then if you have it first on the list, OpenAI, Google, and all these players are going to come to you and say, look, I don't care if you're overcharging me for this 4-year contract. I want this bare metal as quickly as possible. Just do it. So they're hitting two different markets. Now, CoreWeave, I think with kind of a market cap of $40 billion, looks a little bit more attractive to me than Nebius. Nebius has seen this massive run up, right? So Nebius is definitely the winner in the trend right now. I think CoreWeave is getting a lot of hate, and I like it for that reason right now.
Okay, fair enough. Don't want to share
Yeah.
this. This is from
Georgie saying I support whoever's on the streak. I actually did the opposite, Georgie. Here, I'm supporting who's ever on the anti streak. So, I mean, maybe keep your ears open.
um, this was shared by Nebius this morning. So their SWE rebench is number one on Hugging Face. I didn't know what that meant. That's a data set and benchmark for code agents
Mhm.
based on LLMs. Downloaded over 2.9 million times since late May, with 3.1 million in the last month alone. And by the way, this is Manuel. He did interview um, the the co-founder and chief business officer of Nebius a day or two ago. Now, again, I highly suggest everyone interested in Nebius to and CoreWeave as well to go and listen to this interview, and he basically explains the end goal
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
a Nebius. Like you said, it's not just bare metal. They really want to be that hyperscaler type of player,
Mhm.
but the one that can work very, very well with enterprises. You don't really
Mhm.
need that much time. It's all about speed, and of course quality as well.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, the software play here. I said it before. I think they saw what Nvidia did with CUDA a long, long
Mhm.
time ago. Right?
Yeah.
Imagine if Nvidia only had hardware. Well, basically, just look
Mhm.
at what AMD did for the last couple of years. Rockham is trying to catch up,
Mhm.
but it's the same thing here. A Nebius
Mhm.
with only the pure hardware play is not worth it for me. A
Mm-mm.
Nebius with the
Mm-mm.
hardware play and all of the other layers, software layers, on top of it, that's how they become a huge, huge company
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
future.
And I think in the market that we're in right now, right? I think I forget who that was that kind of shared that information. It's like two different kind of players. And I kind of talked about it earlier where CoreWeave is more looking at your big AI model companies that just want the bare metals. Now, Nebius is looking more for the enterprise players. The great thing about the enterprise players is enterprise are take their time to adopt any form of technology. So, like you mentioned, they don't need to put that system right up in front or right as quickly as possible. They still need to do it at somewhat of a speed, and we see that Nebius has that partnership with NVIDIA, where they are getting they're our preferred partner, right? So they are getting some of the new Blackwell Ultras even at the same time as some of the other major hyperscalers. Um, but for CoreWeave in this market, what we're seeing AI compute still being much needed. I think bare metal is okay for now, but eventually that can turn around. And when things turn around, I think it's less risky for Nebius than for CoreWeave, because for CoreWeave, those big players are just going to leave the boat. For Nebius, just how it takes a long time for them to find enterprise to find a new technology and a new partner. It's also sticky for them to want to leave into a new platform as well. And Neil, there was a question here or a comment about one of the biggest bullish cases for CoreWeave was the balance sheet. I think that story is unfortunately going to end really quickly for Nebius. I mean, I don't know if you want to just pull up fiscal.ai, Neo. And if you just look at the cash and debt balance sheet, is just this most recent quarter, it changed dramatically. Um, it's no longer that clean balance sheet that certain bulls were excited about. Just 2 months or 3 months ago. And I think the trend that we're going to see in this image with their long term and their cash position is going to start to look a little bit more like CoreWeaves in the future, especially as you want to grow into the AI space. So if you kind of just look at cash and short term investments, total cash and short term investments there. And then if you just kind of and most likely, right? I think it's you start off from December of 2024 because beforehand is a whole different company. Um, and then if you kind of look at their debt, actually, first, Neil, can you remove June just so you can just so for dynamic effect and maybe um, and now add the long term debt. Total should be up. Uh, why don't they have it here? Long-term leases. I have the image on my slideshow. Let me just pull it up on my slideshow. Go slide. Stock list.
Okay, got it. I had to include June.
No, that's why. Yeah. So it went from 0% to now being more than 50% of their total cash position. And I think this is going to change pretty quickly. It's going to continue to. I don't think it's going to grow or be as crazy as that CoreWeave, but I do believe in the upcoming quarters you're going to see more debt than cash, and that kind of clean balance sheet story for Nebius is not going to be there by the end of this year.
It does depend because they are becoming the core business is becoming profitable sooner than expected.
Hmm.
So if they can start to produce cash sooner than expected, this should be helpful for the overall profile of the company.
Hmm. Yeah. But the only thing is with these, any type of GPUs, doesn't matter, even if you're doing some form of AI solution on top of it, um, it's still a multi-year return on investment type action where you could get positive action when you kind of time your depreciation. But to buy it's just like about a house, right? If you buy a house, you have to put a lot of upfront costs at the beginning, but overall in the long term it pays off. Now with the AI stuff, that's with the AI software solution that Nebius has, that's definitely a benefit from it. But I think initially you're still going to need to have that massive build up debt, and I don't think it's going to be to this level. CoreWeave is a bit excessive here, but I do believe you're most likely going to see some form of like 2x, maybe 3x of cash to of debt to cash ratio in the future. So one of the I saw a comment here that someone was mentioning the kind of like negative CoreWeave has terrible financial condition. I think this is going to become a normal in this AI infrastructure space.
I guess it depends because during the interview they also talked about that the way to move faster. There are a couple
Mm-hmm.
of ways to do that, right? Co-financing and all of that. Like once you
Hmm.
have a viable business and you can show it and you can show it how it scales fast and how profitable it can become, then suddenly you
Hmm.
have options, financing options that do help
Yeah.
with well not
But
reaching
at,
this type of level.
yeah, but at the end of the day, any form of financing is just a nicer word to say that.
No, it
I
depends
mean,
because the other party can be an investor. It's just less burden on your balance sheet.
well, if you do like a 50, okay, then you do like a revenue share. You could do revenue. It could be creative. It definitely could be creative. You could do revenue sharing. Um,
Yeah,
you
because
can
at the end
do
of the
equity
day,
sales.
yeah, you do. I mean, they've been doing things that are
But
not
it
that
is,
dilutive,
yeah.
but that
But that's the thing.
like
It's if that becomes a partnership, like, okay, sure, you might not be the best. You might have a clean balance sheet, but to keep that, you're either diluting or you're doing a form of revenue sharing. So you're still giving up something, right? Is so it's good to be able to understand how that goes on in the future of and greetings from Thailand. Uh, but yeah, I still think we're not going to get to these levels from Nebius, but it is something to keep a closer eye on.
no, for sure. Like even yeah, when it was when they had a lot of cash and that was at zero. I mean, they said, look,
Mm,
we will probably raise more money in the future as we want to grow more and more. So it makes sense. Um,
mm,
it makes sense for them, but yeah, for Nebius, of course, there is the bare metal part of it, but I think the software is
mhm.
what they're most
Yeah.
excited about for
Mhm.
the future, for sure. Um, is the end of August going to be in reaction of an assumed bad September? So before answering that, currently pre-market we are red. So this time we are red, not like yesterday. It's down
Lame.
.4
Oh,
percent
maybe.
here across
Mm,
the board. Asia
yeah.
is mixed. Europe is red across the board. 10-year sits at 4.3%, and US euro dollar sits at 1.16 right now. Now, like I said yesterday, um, this is the September monthly average. And is August going to be in reaction of an assumed bad September? We don't know, right? Because there are so many things at play right now that were not at play a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years, 15, 20 years ago, right? This year is very different than other years, and you might say, yeah, but every year is different than every other year. I would say, yeah, okay, fine, but today you do have still high interest rates, still expecting rate cuts. You might say that I'm crazy, but I'll show you the still the probabilities of a rate cut in
I still think
September.
you're crazy.
But that's fine.
Just outside of this.
My friends and family think I'm crazy as well, so I'm used to it. Um, it did come down from yesterday. We're now at 79% probability of a
Hmm.
cut. Yesterday we're at 82.4. A week ago 92, but a month ago 56. So still 79% chance of a cut in September. Now, of course, a lot can change. Well, not that much can change, but top level data coming out, things can change. These things can change the Fed's mind until
Hmm.
there is that September meeting, and then they'll decide whether or not they want to cut. Again, we're still we're still quite high. We're still quite high. So even if they decide to cut 25 basis points, it's not going to break the whole system. Might help some parts of the economy a little bit, but not by much. Like
Hmm.
really, really not by much. If you do still two rate cuts this year, let's see what the probabilities are for December. So right now we're here. So there's a 2.4% chance that we end the year with 0 cuts, a 19% chance 1 cut, 46.6% chance that we have 2 cuts by September, and 32% chance that we have, well, 3 cuts of 25 basis points, or 150 and 125 basis points. So it does seem like the market is still in that two cuts camp for this year.
Mhm.
Which Rise of the Phoenix is here. Good morning or good afternoon, um,
Or good evening.
or good evening. Yeah, that's always another option. So yeah, we'll see. Rate cuts are going to be interesting. I think they can cut 2 times, and it's not going to be that aggressive where sudden inflation goes out of control. I do think that it can help some parts of the economy to have less pressure on them. Or you can, if you really just want to tackle one side of it, I think with mortgages or things like that, I'm pretty sure you can do things to make these sectors less pressured going forward. But then again, I'm not American, so, and I'm not a politician or anything, so I don't have any say in all of that. Um, yeah, there is the Jackson Hole meeting happening. Again, I
Mm.
don't know how much things will be said there and how impactful that will be. Probably not much, but yeah. Ah,
Neil, what meme stock are we buying
yes,
that makes no
I
revenue?
our favorite commenter Sandy is back with very useful comments. Sorry, useful comments. We're
Uh,
buying meme stocks that make no revenue.
no revenue.
So Google makes no revenue, SoFi makes no revenue, Nvidia
Nvidia,
zero revenue,
AMD.
AMD has no revenue as well.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
So
I
which
guess
stock
I
should
have
we
the
buy,
wrong.
Sandy? Oklo? Is Oklo the one to buy?
Man, it's
Quantum
sad. It's
computing?
sad. Um, let's see. But I forgot. There was an actual comment I wanted to look at.
An actual valuable comment.
Yeah. um, oh, this one, Manuel was just sharing with us. We did see kind of some, I guess, that 232, that research and investigation with the semiconductor market. Tariffs is done, and it does. I haven't read it just yet because it did seem like it came out this morning. But based on what Manuel is saying, that in this statement, it does not contain 0% tariffs for semiconductor equipment companies. Has ASML? Well, first we'll look at this. Yeah,
So what do we have to this one?
yeah.
So
Several
they have been
so-called
capped at
that
15%
fifteen
tariff rate.
percent, which is I think what the cap that they've always talked about.
This is
Since
well
the
below
last
the
announcement.
yeah, well below the 100% on semiconductors.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Uh,
I think, which is weird. I don't know if the market is reacting to this, but when this EU trade deal happened, one of the things that was kind of shared a lot by the EU was like, no matter what comes next in forms of any additive tariffs with things like 232 on results, it was always going to be the cap limit of that, whatever they, and is that 15%. So ASML is not really much moving after hours for it. I guess the market was either expecting 0 or 15%, but neither are I guess as bad as 100%.
yeah, I mean this is ASML
Manuel
on the
says it
left
has
side.
another part of for 0% bi-directional for strategic goods. So maybe the strategic goods would be um,
Zero.
semiconductor.
I don't see any 0% here,
I
but
think they will
maybe it's
spell it
another.
out.
Okay, I mean, I guess we'll find out based on the reaction of a
Yeah,
lot
of
of
a
these
stock.
stocks. Yeah. Um, let's see what we got here. Mm, mm, mm.
Neil, you in Duolingo?
I am in a little bit in
To be,
Duolingo, yeah, and now I'm also in Open, but both of them do generate revenue. Open might not be generating profits, that's true, but
uh,
they are. It is generating generating quite a lot of revenue actually. Um, but it is a meme stock, so I'll give him that. It is a meme stock.
don't
I,
give
I'll
them
give you.
anything.
I'll give you that. Um, do you plan on increasing your cash position before September to prepare for a bigger dip? Again, we don't know if September is like if everybody is expecting September to be a dip, suddenly it might not turn out to be
Be,
a dip. But I
but
do have cash anyways. I do
you
have
don't have
cash
cash, yeah, yeah.
even after yesterday's dip buying. I do still have cash.
Yeah, in my portfolio, right now, Neil, I'm very low cash, but if I need to put cash, I can definitely put cash. But my portfolio, I haven't sold anything for the need of cash. And if there, famous last words here, Neil, if there is a dip, I don't think it's going to be as crazy as the dips we saw, like obviously in that April and um Liberation Day
Yeah.
dips. Um, so I don't feel like I need cash position just yet. And if we do, I always go with my route of like I have ETFs that I usually tend to be lower beta, and I tend to sell those out and go into the high beta names that take a bigger hit. But at the moment, I don't have much of a cash position in my portfolio, but I do have it under the mattress just in case I need to throw it in.
Yeah, because I think that there was a comment
Eh,
on how we generate cash if it's purely from trading. No, we generate cash from these live streams actually. That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
yeah.
Well, no, I mean we generate money from, of course, the YouTube channel. Um,
Yeah, YouTube channel, promotional. I mean, at the end of the day, think of us as a like if you own a TV show and you can kind of like sell ads on your videos, have promotions on your videos and stuff like that. And it's a very I would say nice business right now. When the market is good, advertisers are good. When the market is not good, advertisers aren't good.
Correct, and that's why we have therapy sessions from time to time. Um, Thoughts on Jeremy from Financial Education shorting Duolingo? I did not know he's short Duolingo, but I again, same thing with the Chris that shorts Google. Again, I other than looking for some attention, I don't see why you would start shorting names like these today. Like, did you run out of long ideas that you had to short Duolingo or in the other case, a Google? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, if you really wanted to short companies, you can go and ask Sandy and ask for literally meme stocks. He probably has a full list of those. Like, there are plenty of companies worth billions of dollars that generate zero revenue.
Mhm.
Why not short
Right.
those? Right? Why
That is
short
wild.
Duolingo? I don't
Right.
know. I don't know why you would short Duolingo.
The AI story, GPT 5, 6, or whatever.
Yeah, but Duolingo becomes a better product thanks to GPT
Yeah,
4 and 5. So
I mean, I was joking. I was saying that was their big bearish thesis
yeah,
behind
yeah.
it. But this one, Duolingo, I think has done really well with integrating AI. And one thing that I think it's also good when looking at these businesses and kind of thinking of the AI story is understanding the customer behavior behind it, right? Because you look at check is down because of AI, 100%, right? But most check users were just using check to get the answers to a question or a book or to kind of just pretty much cheat, right? That was the easily. If you go to college and you say, "Are you using check to learn or are you using check to
To
cheat?"
cheat.
If they were honest, most everybody would say to cheat. Now, if Duolingo, while it is kind of an educational platform, the consumer, in my opinion, has a different mindset there. What is the consumer is actually trying to learn and trying to interact with the application. So most Spanish, thank you, Roberto, for the super chat on both our ends. Um,
For the
but
cash pile.
really but Duolingo, I feel like their users aren't there for just a quick answer. They're actually there for learn. And AI is helping them make a better solution. if I want to learn French or whatever, I'm not going to go create an app myself. There's something already that I can either use for free or pay a few dollars a month. I'm going to do that instead of spending time coding. So I think the consumer or the customer using Duolingo is one that's going to be sticky, and AI is going to make sure that stickiness stays there.
Yeah, and to answer this question, I'm not worried about Q1, Q2 next year with
Mhm.
monthly active users trending, because if you look at the daily active users, which is per management's comments more important, and it makes sense because Duolingo is learning a language is a daily thing, not a monthly thing. You won't learn a language by going on Duolingo once a month. You will learn if you do it every single day, whether it's a language, whether it's you can do math, you can do music, you can learn chess right now. So the
Yeah, they
trend
said that
here
was
is
their most
still
popular, right?
chess is the yeah,
Recently.
it's crazy, and it's not even worldwide because I
Yeah.
have the app and I don't have chess on my app. Um, I do daily math things because just fun to go back to to childish math stuff, but it's a good thing to do monthly. Monthly did drop one quarter. This is not a trend. If you look at the December to March quarter, you can see a big jump quarter over quarter. That's due to their, well, first of all, the first quarter, everybody, well, it's a new year. Everybody maybe wants to learn a new language. It's usually that quarter where you have a lot of new users, monthly active users. Second of all, they had a very, very successful advertising campaign, right? The Duolingo Owl is Dead went viral. And so you can see they added a lot more users than what they usually would. And so you have a little bit of churn here. Um, but the daily active users were still up. Were still up quarter over quarter. And let's see if I still have my custom. I do still have my custom metrics. You can see here the paid subs conversion. We're now at 8.5%. Not that long ago, we're at 4%. So they managed to convert people to pay for these things.
um, and I mean, I also think that Duolingo is going to find a way to be creative with a lot of the new AI tools. I don't know how, but I'm hoping they're working. I don't own Duolingo,
I know
but I
how.
feel like their team is creative, and like if we get to kind of these AR glasses and AI glasses style base, I feel like Duolingo will have a product that will integrate with something like that pretty good, and I think that can help out. Manuel here is kind of bringing um, information here. Today, we have also agreed on zero tariffs on a number of strategic products. This includes all aircrafts and components parts, certain chemicals, certain generic, and semiconductor equipment. So I guess maybe that's why ASML is pretty excited. Not pretty excited, up 1%, almost. I thought we saw, right? About 7.7%. Um, but now
No, it
I
was down
want, it was
1.3%.
down.
Yeah, yeah. You
Oh,
you saw the number
that's
from
nice.
yesterday. The red
And
number is
reversed
the
it.
pre-hour. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, worse. Then I would actually think this, if this is true, where there's the 0 tariffs on semiconductor equipment, I think this is very bullish for ASML, especially since the last recent earnings, management had a lot to say about tariffs. Now, if management goes to this earnings and uses another excuse, now that we kind of have this true tariff kind of gone away, if management finds another excuse, I think that's another issue that maybe that would drive the stock price down, because now investors can say last quarter you said tariffs were the reasons. You better not give us an excuse this earnings. If you don't give us an excuse, that's good. If you do, I think the stock can go even lower.
Yeah. I think he's up significantly on the short. I I don't know when he opened the short position, but if he opened when it was at $500, I guess that makes sense just purely because the stock was expensive.
Hmm.
If he started to short it recently, then it's down purely on market volatility and luck, not because the business is not performing well. Business has been performing very
Uh,
well, actually. Um, but yeah.
okay.
Oh,
Manuel, sorry. Okay, so I got it. So Manuel was saying,
mm,
sorry for the confusion. So this was mentioned on July 27th, but on today's article, it wasn't included. So I guess that's why the market is reacting the way it is, because it wasn't included when that was expected. So it's
Yeah.
such a crazy, it's so confusing. Something I'll have to look a little bit more. But if I'm getting it right, Manuel, this time, hopefully third time's the charm. Um, then yes, that's why we would see some form of ASML negative sentiment right now. Um,
Yeah.
but
So right
sometimes
now,
they
I
don't
guess
even.
we're at 15%.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, as for Duolingo, you have Duolingo Super, and then you have Duolingo Max, and with Max, you get to talk with an AI character and have a
Are these
conversation.
the Grok AI characters?
Who the 18 plus ones?
That is wild. I mean, Elon is. I don't know.
I've never seen him tweet that much about SpaceX and Tesla before.
No,
Like as
never.
much as the Grok AI characters that we are seeing pop up on my on my feed on a daily basis. That's crazy. Um, the Duolingo show was open recent. Okay, so I guess it's working out so far. It's working out so far, but I don't think that his switch from Tesla to Adobe is working out great for him at the moment. Again, it's very short term stuff. Duolingo's 4P is disturbing. It's high, but it is a company that is still growing. Let me show you. It's a company that is still growing EPS extremely rapidly and expected to grow. I mean, look at the forward 2 years. This is 58% compounded growth for EPS. And
No,
so this number right here gets
it's 87
slashed.
point two.
Yeah,
No,
this 87.2 forward PE gets slashed quite
yeah,
quite quickly. If of course they do continue to grow this
yeah.
quickly
I
for many
actually
many years.
asked Fiscal.ai to also include next 24 months PE ratio because I think they already have everything included in it.
So like
It would
PE
just
plus
be nice.
like one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
PE plus one. Yeah, 4P plus two, pretty much,
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
this one's PE plus one.
Yeah.
Um,
And the earnings date somewhere here would be great.
oh,
And
nice.
no, I mean adding the earnings date
Yeah,
if it's available would
would be
have been
easy.
a would have been a good thing. Um, I thought about this yesterday when I saw that Target is the new Target CEO is someone that started at the company, I don't know, 30 years ago or something like that, as also as a maybe a clerk or whatnot. And I started to like Target is doing it, Nike did it, um, Novo Nordisk did it as well, someone that's been at the company for 33 years. It seems like all of these giant companies are starting to replace their CEOs with people that have been at the company like for 30 plus years, but started at the bottom and now they're like CEOs of the company. I found that quite interesting. Quite interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't follow them much, but it is. You would also want someone not. I think it's a weird thing. Is obviously you want someone that is able to maintain the culture that you really liked about the company, but you also want someone that's able to try new things, right? I think that's the dilemma
No,
with
depends if the current CEO made things work. Because if it broke the business, then maybe you want to go back to
back
what was
to
working
what it
before.
was. That is
Yeah.
true.
So yeah, he started 20 years ago as an intern. So not
Mhm.
not bad as of a success
That's
story.
crazy.
X targeting couch, which is with its X is not targeting couch. Elon is Elon is
Is
targeting me
just
with his
constantly posting.
with that. Last thing here, Duolingo. Jeremy made projections for Duolingo that would have it trade. Okay, if you want me to make projections of Adobe trading at $0, I can make that as well. Um,
2030.
to in 2030, we can do this with a lot of stocks. Really
I
depends
find
on.
it. I mean, not for anything. I don't care. I've never watched. I really don't consume any content on YouTube unless it's nonsense, like things that make me laugh. But I can't imagine trying to make a projection for 2030, yet alone for like anything
You
after
can
2 years
try.
is anything after 2 years. I feel like it's nearly impossible, especially with in the tech space. Maybe you can like in the non-innovative shoe game business or something like that. But in the tech space, technology 2 years from now is going to be completely different from where we're at right now.
Since we're talking about Jeremy and Duolingo and positions, Emir sent this to me yesterday. This is Dev Kantesaria, very very good investor that owns like only high quality names like Visa, S&P. Um, I'll show the portfolio in a bit. And this was his comment on Adobe. Not today. He had Adobe in his portfolio until Q4 2023, I believe. So he said, over the long term, we see a future where Adobe is rendered obsolete, except for very high end use cases. Um, this is a tweet from yesterday, but this is a comment from a long time ago. We know this because yesterday we talked about Canva, and back then Canva had 170 million active users. Yesterday we saw it was about 210 million and valuation of 40 something billion. When he wrote this, this was 25 billion.
Mhm.
So we can make the case on a lot of things. You can be like, if the story makes sense, because at the end of the day, yeah, you are a storyteller when you make valuation models.
Yeah.
If the story makes sense, then okay, then maybe it's believable. But yeah, I can come up with various stories about a lot of stocks, even my
Mhm.
stocks, that would make it shoot up or crash completely. So this is basically the dev's portfolio. He owned FICO, S&P Global, Mastercard, Moody's, Visa, Intuit, ASML, Equifax, and MSCI. So
Mhm.
boring businesses for a lot of people, but tremendous businesses
Yeah.
overall. This is the portfolio, and he did have Adobe. Um, where is it? Here, he sold all of Adobe in Q2 2023.
Oh,
Actually,
2023. Yeah.
yeah, so a
Which I
while
don't think
ago.
was a bad move at that time. I don't
I
remember.
mean, right now turns out to be a good move
Yeah.
because
Um,
Adobe over the last 5 years has, well, it's down
mm,
25%, and if he sold Q2, yeah, it would have been down still. So
mhm. We got a question here, Neil Kane. Do you guys hold any like index ETFs in your other portfolio, or mainly single stocks and just specialized themes ETFs? Neil, do you own any ETFs?
I
No,
do not. No, I do not.
pure single
I
stocks.
started. Yeah, I started my investing
Yeah,
journey owning
yeah,
VOO, but then I was like, you know what, might be better to go and look at
yeah,
individual things.
yeah. My portfolio mainly individual. I do have two ETFs. Usually they're specialized theme. I've talked about them, like you mentioned, Kane, SMH. The other one would be the Max 7 ETF. I think those are the only two ETFs, but it's just because I
Mags.
didn't
Yeah,
Max, yeah.
yeah.
Um, which you can say is probably like the Qs, and I forget the actual like the Max 7s are the ones really moving the market overall. So you can say that. But typically when we get any form of downturn, I would sell those off and buy single stocks instead. And that has worked really well for me for a while. Then there was another question I wanted to um, take a closer look at. Someone was wondering, well, why do you think TSM hasn't moved too much in comparison to Nvidia and AMD?
Hmm.
Alex, I mean, I think TSM has moved a nice amount. I think it's definitely a massive market returner. But at the end of the day, I don't want to be rude by saying this, but it follows somewhat of a manufacturing model business. And what I mean by that is, in a manufacturing line, you can, if you see an increase of one extra chip being sold, it's not going to impact your revenue that much, right? Because a manufacturing line, you can build thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of chips. Where for NVIDIA, thousands of extra chips being sold can actually impact your revenue numbers dramatically. So I think that's the thing. It's like TSM, um, obviously with this overall demand, it's good for their business, but it is a manufacturing model business with obviously better margins. They're the best manufacturing business out there. Compared to any other types of market out there, but it's still a manufacturing business, and that alone creates a very kind of gap of how much it can grow in forms of revenue. Now, TSM can go wonkers and say, look, I'm increasing prices dramatically, and that can tip the scale, but I don't think they will do that.
Ding ding
Um,
ding. Market opened a
yeah,
minute ago.
nice.
um, so market is open. We have more red than green here on the watch list, but a lot of these can change every minute. We have stocks that are only down 0.1, 0.2%. The one that is up the most is the one that generates zero revenue, and that's Oklo. So meme stocks
Sandy
for the
told
win.
you.
Meme stocks for
Mm,
the win. The one that is down the most is Iron. So it does pull back a little bit from yesterday's highs. AST is down 2, Intel is down 1.6, Oscar is down 1.1, Marvell 1.4, Applied Digital 1.8. But again, as we've seen yesterday, we opened the market, all of these things were green, and then it went down even more, and we ended the day on a lot of these names in green or flat, so to say.
mhm,
So nothing too crazy that I'm seeing right here. I do want to touch really quick on that question from a couple of minutes ago. The threat to Duolingo and probably a lot of other apps out there could be from companies like Base 44 or Lovable, for example. Base 44 was acquired by Wix. Yes and no, because remember, most people don't want to create apps. Like if a good app works and exists,
Oh,
why would I spend time um, like why would I spend time building a new app that does the exact same thing? Like Duolingo exists. If Duolingo wouldn't have
mhm,
existed or was just starting out, then I would say, okay, fine. You know what? Yeah, maybe Base 44 or Lovable, like it's pretty simple to use, although maybe not for everyone, but you still have to pay for the service as well, which is again, Duolingo is free, but you can also pay for it. Um, yeah, Duolingo also has this whole gamified stuff. You can connect with friends. The whole thing here is to make sure that you come back each and every day. If you build your own Duolingo, you might not have the same urge to come back every day and be the number one in your league
mm,
and things like that. But yeah, Base 44, so the growth that they've shown is insane. Lovable as well.
mhm.
Pretty cool. Uh, let's see. Let's. I lost a comment here. Um, just torrent Adobe. I
Mm,
don't think can you still do it these days, even
mm.
with Creative Cloud? I used to do it, but since
Get
everything
him,
became
get him,
subscription and
Adobe.
cloud, um, they can try to get me. But I mean, let's be honest, everything was much easier 10, 15 years ago when things weren't subscription or cloud based.
Mm,
There's one company I wished was still public. I would short the hell out of it. Um,
Blockbuster.
no, Activision.
Uh, what did they? I
You
saw you posted something. What did they do to
man,
you, Neil? They hurt your feelings. I saw.
no. If anyone plays Call of Duty Modern Warfare on PS5, please help me out here. It's been 3 weeks, and I cannot play the game that I paid for anymore because they decide to update the whole thing and basically take that and not put it under the Call of Duty umbrella anymore, like do a standalone thing like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I have the physical disc, so you cannot tell me, oh, you bought a digital copy. No, I have the physical disc. I put it in the PS5, and it does not let me play the game. It pushes me to the PS Store to buy the same game that I have in my PS5.
That's wild.
It's insane. And they said nothing. Nothing for 3 weeks now. Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Start massive tweeting. Everybody go and retweet that tweet so Neil can get his.
Neil and everybody else, because I'm not the only one. Um,
Yeah.
no, I know that I actually owned Activision before Microsoft bought it and made money. You can actually go and check the video. Um,
That's wild. Russell played on the Atari 2600.
um, but yeah, it's insane. Well, maybe that's a sign of me having to switch from Call of Duty to a Battlefield. Might be a better game out there. It should be illegal. I know. I know. A
I'm
lot
pretty
of
sure
things
it
in
is, but
gaming.
yeah, should be.
A lot of things in gaming should be illegal, but that's the new gaming. Like even I've talked about it with friends yesterday. I wonder what these stocks are doing actually. Um, like EA, 2K, and all of that. I
Oh,
opened up 2K. Yeah, EA is up. I mean, they turned FIFA or now EAFC into a pure casino game. But 2K, I opened up 2K yesterday or 2 days ago. Wow, the amount of ads and upselling things that they do inside the game, like, come on, just let me play the game and leave me alone with all of the other things, like
That's wild. Yeah.
every single time. Oh, the new 2K might come out, and maybe uh like NFL or whatever is coming out. Like, I want to play basketball, let me play basketball. I don't need
To
all the
unlock
rest.
3-point shooters, you need to purchase the $5
Booster.
bonus. Yeah.
um no, it's insane. That's why I like the free to play games. Apex is nice. Fortnite is actually nice as well, believe it or not. um Play Minecraft. I actually did play Minecraft once, but it's too complicated. I want my Age of Empires. That's a very simple but incredible game. But yeah, as you can see, the watch list is turning a little bit more
Look at
green
green. Let's
than
go.
red.
Let's go.
That's after my gaming rant. Maybe I should do this more.
More
Maybe I should.
often.
Yeah, should this more often. Yeah, Applied Digital is now green again. Um, let's see. Uber is holding up very well, despite all of the robot taxi autonomous things turning on here.
I do think this is true with Ray. Going public is what kills gaming since they want to maximize shareholders.
Yes, I mean
But
the
even
moment
private
they came.
companies, right?
Yeah, but private companies, they don't have to show quarterly results,
Mhm.
so they're not as incentivized. Like, the moment Activision came out with, I don't know if they were the first one, maybe, yeah, no, maybe Counter, I don't know. Like, when you come out with loot boxes and
Okay.
add-ons to games, like, it's crazy. When you buy a game today,
Yeah.
you don't actually buy the game. Like, you buy the entry to the game, then you have to download another 150 gigabytes of content, and then sometimes you have to buy a DLC, and like, it's a complete ripoff. Actually, it's a complete ripoff. Which again is why I like games like Apex and Fortnite, because it's free. You cannot complain when things are free, and you can actually
Yeah.
play the game. You can actually play the game without having to add anything else. Like, if you want skins, then it's up to you to buy them. Like, you
To
don't
buy
have
it,
to
yeah.
buy them.
And you
Yeah,
know you're expecting it.
yeah. If you want the battle pass, you can have the battle, but it doesn't help you with the game. Um, so yeah, that's my rant here. Let's see. Any names? Any specific names you want me to look at? Nebius is not moving much. CoreWeave is still up 1.7% even after the Jane Street news. Rocket Lab is flat. Oscar is still down 1.9, now 2%, back at 15 bucks here. Intel is down 2%. We're going to have a nice reversal here. I did hear another couple of rumors from Intel that are maybe Samsung is looking to invest in the foundry side. I don't know what's again with
That'd be
Intel.
weird.
It's insane, the amount of rumors with Intel that
Yeah.
come out.
I I, I wouldn't. That's weird. Samsung is lacking though. If there was a number two right now, it's definitely Intel.
Baidu. I think Baidu reported earnings yesterday or 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, what do the is this the is this the Tom Lee? No, this is not the Tom Lee stuff. What is the Tom Lee ETF or
I don't know. I thought it was
Ethereum?
something like this too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone posted on chat. I know you BMNR.
BMNR is what I just looked at.
No, you put a BW and
No, BM.
I don't know.
What does the other Ethereum play? 18. Okay. No, other than that, let's see the heat map.
Was there rumors that Musk was going to buy Intel? I could see that.
It was like that report from a couple of months ago that maybe he was interested in
Yeah. I'm not saying he's going to,
it
but like I wouldn't be
no, I,
surprised if that was to happen, right?
it wasn't even a rumor. It's someone that came out with like an opinion, like why it would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I would like a lot of people to buy specific companies for because it makes sense. But yeah, it wasn't. It was someone's opinion piece, I think. Um, Granny shots is the it's the ETF fund strat granny shots. Yeah, it's been performing. I mean, yeah, it's been performing well, but that's basically the tech V-shaped recovery that we're seeing across the board. Google back at 200, almost ended the stream without talking about Google. Whew.
Oh wow, that
Uh,
would be one. But I'm trying to find what's this name. Oh, this damn ticker. You got me.
so I think it's BMNR based on what chat is telling us.
Yeah, Bitmine Immersion Technologies. Yeah.
So we have it here at the 20-day moving average for now. Okay, I mean not. What is
Oh, it was this. It was that. Huh.
apparently?
I thought it was. I thought it was killing it. The way I keep hearing about it, but that was a massive dump.
I thought, yeah, I mean, it was killing it for a moment. It doubled, and then since the top here, it went down a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? This is the classic. This is the classic cycles. Like you go here at $5, you pump all the way to 160, you completely crash. Then we see the
Yeah.
first
The way
reaction.
the way I keep hearing about it, I thought it looked like the first 4 days forever.
Yeah,
Again, I don't follow it, but like the way the market has like been talking about this one.
yeah, it was. I thought as well it would have been up way more, because I think Ethereum is. Yeah, because Ethereum has gone. I mean, that thing has gone up
Yeah. Well, the
significantly.
dilution they're doing is buying this, so it's pumping this, but is diluting the other.
Yeah, I mean that's what players like Sharp Link Gaming. It's also like the pure same chart here, by the way. Also huge pump, dump, pump again, dump. It's like every time the same thing here. Other than
Oops,
that,
sorry.
yeah, that's it. Let's maybe see Archer really quick what they've been doing. Back at under $10. Archer and Joby again, very interesting companies, but you do pay quite a lot already for it for something that still doesn't fly. Yes, there
It's
are
crazy how some names come back
every time.
because these were popular, and I don't know why I lost sound, Neil. So I can't hear you, but I know we're about to close out. But it's crazy. These were popular in 2021, and now they're popular now. And if you understood, shake head, please. Thank you.
I understood. But of course, I mean, there are better companies today than there were back here. But still, you are paying for a lot of future success with these names. With these names. So, anyways, that's about
Eh,
it for us in this video. Jose has to go to
Yep,
sleep.
I
Um,
do.
we will be at what day? We're Thursday.
This
Okay,
we're
we're
Thursday.
we're Thursday. So tomorrow is already our weekend for us. So we will be
Mhm.
back unless something crazy happens, but I doubt it. We
Yeah,
will be back Monday because next week is a very important week. We'll be back Monday. We'll have some Nvidia pre-earnings content ready for you guys. Maybe
some
some
2035 projections.
exactly zero revenue projections. um, but yeah,
You always end the stream so quick and decisively.
I mean
Hey, that's a
it's 15 minutes after the market opens,
yeah.
so we did
Opens.
take our time. But if you want, I'll take another minute just so mentally we're all prepared
Yeah,
to
guys. In
sign
about
off
1 minute, we will be leaving.
uh,
Please,
to s-
please
to sign off
find
here.
something else to do.
But yeah, next
This is a
week
bubble.
this is a bubble. You mean like the Ethereum stuff or Joby and Archer, or both, or us?
Or I think it's just yeah,
EV
eVTOLs.
tools.
That is. He Read your minds. Read your mind.
Yeah. It's, I don't know if it's a bubble, it's just a lot of expectations. A lot of expectations. Like I just don't see flying things over my head
But
anytime
isn't
soon.
high expectations bubbles? Those expectations burst.
Bubbles usually have to follow like the super high valuation type of thing, which might be true here as well. I haven't checked on those companies in a couple of months. Um, but yeah, like how many
10
helicopters do you
seconds.
actually see flying over your head?
I mean, I hope
Not
that's the
much.
only place I see helicopters flying, though.
No, but you don't. That's the thing. You don't
Yeah.
see that many. Um,
All right. Thank you guys for listening to this helicopter talk. We'll see you on Monday.
Everything's red now. But for real, see you all back on Monday next week. Is a very, very good, cool week with a lot of things to cover. So have a good day, and we'll see each other